What's up, guys? It's your boy Cam. I am here with the Fallout Show to NXT Thunder and NXT Worldwide. This should be a good show. We're building towards NXT TakeOver Supremacy, possibly some build to NXT Bash at the Beach, some possible debuts, surprises, spoiler alert, possibly, maybe. Yeah, it's some surprises, basically. No beating around the bush. Yeah, it's some surprises. But let's get into the show. This should be a good one. So, very interesting segment, kick off the show. Adam Cole comes out all smiles, all happy, because he beat Kyle O'Reilly at NXT Stand and Deliver, and it was a decent match, but he said that he beat Kyle O'Reilly, and he showed that he's the ace of NXT. This brings out Kota Ibushi. He comes out saying that he's NXT's only double champion at the time. Right now, currently, he's the North American champion and the Japanese heavyweight champion. And he says that Adam Cole may call him the ace of Thunder, but he is not the ace of NXT, the entire company, because he is the ace, because he's holding most of the gold in NXT at the same time. And then this brings out Red Dragon saying that seems like everybody is happy, everybody's tense, everybody's ready for a fight. So how about let's have a tag team match? Adam Cole, Kota Ibushi versus Red Dragon. And they accept that. Pete Dunne comes out saying, hold on. Kind of like a Monday Night Raw segment, if I'm being honest. But he comes out saying, we already know the build toward NXT TakeOver Supremacy, but I'm calling my shot at NXT Bash at the Beach in the UK, the Bruiserweight versus Adam Cole. This brings out Will Ospreay with FTR, the United Empire. Will Ospreay saying, hold on. If there's going to be any Brit that's going to represent the NXT in the UK, it's going to be me, Will Ospreay. So those two bicker back and forth, and Will Ospreay saying, we'll settle this later, but my guys will show why they're the best tag team on the world right now when they beat DIY in a match. And that match gets us a 76. I was hoping for a little bit better, but still good. And about that had good heat and decent wrestling. FTR defeated DIY in 14:36 when Cash Wheeler pinned Johnny Gargano with the Shatter Machine. I was hoping for a Blu-rated match. I'm not gonna lie. I probably should have taken the band off the moves. I said it as an epic match. I'm pretty sure they do got the psychology. They all got the psychology for an epic match. They all had the psychology. I'm pretty sure it was just, slow build, please. But decent match, 76. Cash Wheeler, 72. Dax Harwood, 72. Tommaso Ciampa, 70. Johnny Gargano, 68. Pretty good match. So FTR gets some more momentum. DIY, they just lost their tag team championships. And it seems like they're on the downslope right now because they lost the belts to House of Black in the Open Challenge. And then they just lost to basically their forever rivals in FTR. So FTR and DIY, they had a good match, not a classic, but a new theme hits the PA system. And it says, the Briscoes. The crowd erupts, the crowd goes bonkers. The Briscoes come out and FTR, DIY, they look stunned, and the Briscoes point towards both teams saying that they are finally here in NXT. Jay Briscoe debuted his redneck gimmick, got a niche rating adequate. Mark Briscoe debuted his redneck gimmick, got very good. But yes, the Briscoes are here in NXT Thunder. That Thunder division is stacked. FTR, DIY, the Briscoes, House of Black, and just many more teams. But yes, the Briscoes are here in NXT. Yup. Yeah, they are here, my guy. 64, Samoa Joe defeated Will Hobbs in 648 by submission with the Coquina Clutch. Samoa Joe 65, Will Hobbs 51. They both have pretty good chemistry. That's pretty good. 64. 75, Joe calls out saying that when Joe debuts, he's calling out any and everybody. He's calling out the toughest SOB on the Thunder brand. So, Aleister Black. Oh man, my voice cracked in the worst possible way. But in Samoa Joe's voice, I'm not even gonna mimic it. He's calling out Aleister Black for the openweight championship. But Keith Lee comes out saying that if anybody's gonna be next in line for Aleister Black, it's going to be him. So both guys are calling their shot at Aleister Black. They might have to go through each other to get towards Black, but Keith Lee and Samoa Joe possibly facing each other, possibly want to have a match against Black. That should be pretty good. 85. So Raquel Gonzalez comes out saying that she beat 3 of the toughest women here in NXT. She beat Bayley, she beat Rhea Ripley, and she beat the baddest on the planet, quote unquote, Ronda Rousey, and says that she's beaten all of NXT's best. She's wondering who's next. Paige comes out and says that she hasn't beaten her, and she says, we know a little pay-per-view that's coming up around the way in her home country, and she wants to be the one that represents NXT at NXT Bash at the Beach. So Paige is calling her shot at Raquel Gonzalez. She's been virtually unbeaten. She lost to Bayley, but she's been virtually unbeaten here in NXT since coming back. And she says she deserves a title shot. Ronda Rousey comes out saying that she was never pinned, and Rhea Ripley says, hold on. She doesn't, and she directs this at Ronda, saying that she feels that Ronda Rousey is just overrated. Just kind of the sentiment of people towards Ronda Rousey at this time. She's not good. She's overhyped. She's very overrated. That's why NXT needs to stop pandering towards her and start looking at the future of this business and Rhea Ripley. So Rhea Ripley is basically calling Ronda Rousey overrated. I'm pretty sure Ronda isn't going to like that. So we'll see what comes out of that. But Paige possibly versus Raquel. Rhea Ripley possibly versus Ronda Rousey. We'll see. But Ronda Rousey just got called overrated by Rhea Ripley. 31. This was not good. But an abysmal match. Not even an abysmal match. The Doctors in the House. Britt Baker defeated Gigi Dolan in 6:31. Britt Baker 41, Gigi Dolan 35. But the Doctor is in the house, preferably on the Thunder brand. Her contract came up along with everybody else's contract that's been debuting. But yeah, these two women are kind of like unimportant at the moment, but I'm gonna build them up. But Britt Baker 41, Gigi Dolan 35. Not too much care about the match rating right now. Just about getting Britt Baker some momentum and introducing her to everybody in the NXT universe. To me, this is a big get. I know she's lower on the totem pole. This has been a 2020 save, so if it was like 2022, she'll be like right up there. But right now, I have to build her up, and I have no problem doing that. She debuted her cocky gimmick, got in this ring. Great, probably will help her on the microphone. Oh no, okay. 51, Britt pushes Gigi Dolan, saying that that's why she's the DMD. That's why Jason Momoa poached her from AEW, because he knows that she is an upcoming superstar here in NXT. Shotzi comes out for the save, saying that this is not how we do it here on NXT. You win the match and you go on. You don't push your talent. You don't do none of that stuff. That's not sportswoman like. So Shotzi Blackheart coming to the aid of Gigi Dolan. So Britt Baker is not making any friends on her first night here in NXT, to say the least. 63. Andrade El Idolo and Angel Ortiz defeated Anthony Henry and Griff Garrison in 1438 when Andrade El Idolo pinned Griff Garrison with a split-legged corkscrew senton. Andrade El Idolo was head and shoulders above everyone else. Griff Garrison, weak link. Andrade 78. Angel Ortiz 69. Anthony Henry 63. Griff Garrison 49. These two have excellent chemistry. Griff Garrison and Anthony Henry. But, just a showcase match for Andrade El Idolo and Angel Ortiz. Happy that they're here in NXT. 80. Andrade says he's here to show proper Latin representation here in NXT. He calls all the other guys like Santos Escobar and Bandito. He calls them knockouts and calls them low rent, low rate Latin representation. He says he's the superstar, the Latin superstar NXT needs. Santos Escobar takes slight towards this because Santos has been calling himself the next not Eddie Guerrero, but the next Latin superstar here in NXT. So Andrade El Idolo calling out Santos Escobar, basically saying that he's nothing. But 80 rated segment, pretty good. 74, this is going to be interesting. So Tegan Nox and Naomi want to fight, and they come to Trish's office saying that they want to fight. They want to face anybody here in NXT. Bayley comes in and says that she has a surprise. So after the commercial break, Tegan Nox and Naomi, they get their entrance. Bayley comes out and she says that she has a surprise for the NXT universe. We hear that song. The crowd erupts. Sasha Banks is back in NXT. Yes, before the whole Sasha drama, I know it doesn't seem like it now, but before the whole Sasha drama, I did sign Sasha Banks. It's just that it's been a while since I've been recording. But Sasha Banks is back in NXT. I was so happy. This has been a woman I've been wanting to get since the site started. She debuted her cocky gimmick, got an initial reign of great, but it's going to be Bayley and Sasha Banks return teaming up against Naomi and Tegan Nox. The match gets to 71, pretty good. Bayley and Sasha Banks defeated Tegan Nox and Naomi in 11:01 when Sasha Banks pinned Naomi with the bank statement. Sasha Banks 68, pretty good for her. Bayley 75, Naomi 53, Tegan Nox 65. 72. So Gail Kim says that Candice LeRae is awesome. She could face the men, she could face the women, and she has all the tools to be a top female superstar here in NXT. But she says every chance Candice LeRae has gotten, she basically failed on her face, flat as she can be. And she says that her run in NXT has been a disappointment from a fan. Gail Kim saying she's a fan of Candice LeRae, but her run has been a disappointment towards her. You have people, what happened with Camille, what happened with all these people that have surpassed her, that's been in NXT in a lot less time than she has. And she says that she can help her reach her peak here in NXT. So basically, it's been true. Candice LeRae's been almost at that top several times, but she's never been able to win a championship or win that big match that solidifies her on the roster here in NXT. And Gail Kim says that she will be willing to help her. So we'll see what becomes of it. We'll see what comes of it. 78. Damian Priest defeated Eddie Kingston in 9:29 by pinfall of the South of Heaven. Damian Priest 80, Eddie Kingston 66. Pretty good match right there. Match of the night so far. Damian Priest beats Eddie Kingston, saying he's taking out everyone. Alexander Hammerstone gets in his way, saying that you can't beat me, you can't take me out. So Alexander Hammerstone calling out everybody. He called out Aleister Black, even though he lost to Aleister Black. Even though he called out Keith Lee, he wants to face all the top dogs here in NXT, and none other than Damian Priest. So we'll see what comes of that. But Damian Priest, Alexander Hammerstone could be pretty good. 74. So we have Charlie Caruso. She is our new backstage correspondent for Thunder. Kathy Kelly's going to be on Inferno. So that's pretty good right there. So Matt Riddle tells Charlie Caruso that what happened on Sunday, he was so close to beating Daniel Bryan and he failed. But him losing is only proving Daniel Bryan right. That Daniel Bryan called him a good superstar with good talent, but he would rather smoke weed instead of wrestling. And Matt Riddle takes offense to that. He can have fun, but he can kick A too. And he wants one more match against Bryan. I won't call him Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson. He wants one more match against Daniel Bryan to prove him wrong. And he says he will face anybody to prove himself. Chad Gable comes out saying that he will want to face Matt Riddle. So those two have a match on NXT Worldwide. So we'll see with that. And let me pause this so I can book this match. 76, okay. And about that, great heat and good wrestling. Adam Cole and Kota Ibushi defeated Red Dragon in 14:51 when Kota Ibushi pinned Bobby Fish with the Phoenix Plex. Kota Ibushi 85, Adam Cole 84, Bobby Fish 68, Kyle O'Reilly 76. I was hoping for a better match, not gonna lie about that. I was hoping for a better match, but 76 is alright. I don't think the show's gonna be the greatest though. But Adam Cole raises his title up as Kota Ibushi raises his two titles up, as this is gonna be our main event for NXT TakeOver Supremacy. Adam Cole versus Kota Ibushi. The show gets us a 81. Okay, so yep, the 85 kind of basically saved our bacon. But tell me what you think down below. We'll have NXT Worldwide. Let's just get into that show. We kick off Worldwide. Trish Stratus comes out and tells the crowd she has a surprise. Desmond Xavier comes out with his new partner in crime, the one and only Ricochet. So those two are now a tag team. I had this in mind ever since I had to get rid of Nash Carter. Zachary Wentz / Nash Carter, because they know whole controversy. I don't know if that was the right move looking at it in hindsight about what's came out since then, but I already had this in mind. Like Ricochet, Desmond Xavier. I wonder why they want to do this in real life. These two would be awesome together. So that's why I have Ricochet sign him and put him in the team with Desmond Xavier. Ricochet got a fan favorite gimmick, got initial rating very good. That's pretty good. 73. In a decent match, Desmond Xavier and Ricochet defeated Guitar Heroes in 10:43. Ricochet pinned Rick Boogs with a standing shooting star press. Ricochet 75, fantastic. Desmond Xavier 69. Rick Boogs 46. Anthony Green 65. So those two, pretty good. Guitar Heroes have great chemistry. Julia Hart did some good work at ringside. Anthony Green and Julia Hart had great chemistry together. But Desmond Xavier and Ricochet are a new tag team here at NXT. And I'll call that a successful debut. In a decent match, LA Knight and Juice Robinson defeated Christian Casanova and Kenny Williams in a 53 when Juice Robinson pinned Christian Casanova with the Pulp Friction. Juice Robinson 71, LA Knight 64, Kenny Williams 48, and Christian Casanova 63. Christian Casanova and Kenny Williams have had excellent chemistry teaming together. These guys are developmental, and me pairing them up recently, they've been having great chemistry. It's just so bizarre. Oops, did I push next segment? 70. So LA Knight and Juice Robinson, they said they have a common gripe with Jason Momoa, Trish Stratus, and all the higher ups here in NXT. They need to be on the show more, not feature losers like Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal comes out and tries to defend himself and says that he's not a loser and he will fight any and every one of them. Those two beat him down 2-on-1. Dumb babyface syndrome, if you ask me. Swerve comes out and comes for the save. LA Knight and Juice Robinson hightail it up the rampway, and Swerve checks on Jay Lethal. 55. So let me guess. Guitar Heroes and Guitar. So little preface: this Guitar. Su Young's a part of the House of Black, and Julia Hart is a part of the Guitar Heroes. Those two have had a little side feud with. House of Black's had a side feud with the Guitar Heroes and Eddie Kingston, Joe Gacy, and so these two women are facing each other. The House of Black has basically been winning the feud, so that's why I gave Julia Hart this win, even though Su Yung just debuted so long with Julia Hart. I feel like Julia Hart needs this win more than Su Yung. Julia Hart 52, Su Yung 50, 55 rated match, pretty good. Julia Hart just defeated Su Yung 855, so I think Julia Hart had a pretty good match. This is not going to hurt Su Yung or the House of Black in any way, shape, or form. I just need to give the babyface a win. 57. So this is where things get interesting. So Kairi Sane returns to NXT. A lot of debuts, a lot of returns. My gosh, if I name them all, my head is going to explode. But Kairi Sane returns to NXT and is interviewed by Charlie Caruso. And she's asking her what made her come back to NXT. Danhausen comes out with Dexter Lumis and Super Shaza. I'm going to get to that gimmick in a minute. And Danhausen asks her to join his super awesome group. And Kairi Sane says, I'll think about it. And she basically gives a yes. So, Kairi Sane is back. And then Danhausen comes out and asks her, do you want to join my super awesome group? And Kairi Sane says yes. So let me preface this. I feel like this would be an awesome gimmick. So Super Shazza debuted her comic book fan gimmick, got initial rating adequate. Kairi Sane debuted her cocky gimmick, got initial rating great. Kairi Sane, okay, pretty good. So Danhausen, you already know Danhausen and Dexter Lumis. They're Dexhausen. Dexter Lumis is trying to be more open instead of the super creep, the stalker creep that you'll see in Stranger Things. And Super Shazza has this, she's a comic book fan now. She's dressing up as like Sailor Moon and all these different female comic book people. Every week is a new costume. And she's just a comic book fan right now. And she is Super Shazza. And Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess, joining Danhausen, who's just awesome, Dexter Lumis, the torture artist, the guy that barely says anything, and a comic book fan. I think it works good, and it's a comedy gimmick, though. It's a comedy gimmick, but Kairi Sane is going to be serious, even though it is a comedy gimmick. Okay, in our main event, about to have great wrestling and good heat. Matt Riddle defeated Chad Gable in 1342 by submission with the guillotine choke. Matt Riddle 79, Chad Gable 83. Pretty good match. Lack of psychology for a 13-minute match. Okay. 81. Brian says that Riddle is still mid even though he beat Chad Gable. Wheeler Yuta comes out and says he wants to prove himself to join the group. And he gets in the face of Matt Riddle basically saying, I'm going to have to beat you in order to possibly impress Daniel Bryan and this group of technical wizards, Jonathan Gresham, Boa. So, interesting things here. New wrinkle in the thing. Is Wheeler Yuta going to join the Pika technique? Matt Riddle still wants a crack at Daniel Bryan. Interesting things here for NXT High Velocity. No popularity changes. But, tell me what you think down below. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.